Guys, I just woke up. Ugh. I don't know. I didn't even wash my face yet. I need to go wash my face. I just woke up. Might as well just wake my face up this morning. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing? This is Nicole Norda from Organik Nordaz, the Locs, Suds and Skin, and Low River Treats. Those are the companies that I own as a single entrepreneur. I think my eyes, my eyelash must have got in my eye. I don't know. Yeah, probably got in my eye. How you guys doing this morning? So, I know some of you guys haven't seen me on here for a while. So, I'm just coming to say good morning. And how are you guys? Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas. Because I haven't come here for a while now. So, I'm about to go and sew some of my Dreadlocks socks. That's Dreadlock and then socks. Okay? Not to be confused with some brands that's out there. And I was trying to put my hair in a ponytail. This is one of my accessories. I was trying to put my hair in a ponytail, guys. I don't know. So I have been growing out my gray hair. I have been growing out my gray hair. I don't know if I want to grow it all the way out. You know. And it's coming in pretty strong. But I figure, hey, I have gray hair days and I have gray hair days not, okay? I've been gray since I was like 15 years old. So I don't know what else to do. I'm going to try use my head sock to put it up into like a updo type of thing. So, what's on you guys' mind? So, Organik Nordaz is now in Marlow Heights, Temple Hills area. We are now in a warehouse. You get the products and get your hair done. Let me see if I can put this on. So, I wanted to go on. I know it's we got snowed in, so let me see. So I'm about to make these lock head accessories for locks. They're called Dreadlock accessories. Woo. Yeah, I guess I was able to get it in, huh? I always like putting up my hair in like a ponytail type of thing. So yeah, I always like putting my hair up in a ponytail. So that's good to know that my hair accessories, you can use it to put your hair in a ponytail. If you want to know more about your hair care when it comes to locks, if you want to know more about your hair care when it comes to your scalp, if you want to know more about your hair care, how to take care of these micro locks, what I'm wearing in my hair is called the Sisterlocks, and this is sticking out. Kind of come over here for a second. All right, I think this is a better view. Whew. Okay, so what I'm wearing in my hair is called the Dreadlocks. A lot of people might refer to it as Sisterlocks. I have been wearing my hair over 22 years. I think it's 22 years now. I cut it. I've done a lot to it. One side normally grow longer than the other. I don't know why. You can see the length difference. One side always growing more than the other. So when it comes to locks, I think one of the most important things about locks is, and I'm gonna say this, when it comes to wearing locks, the main thing is cleanliness. You okay, Pup Pup? You okay? The main thing with locks is cleanliness, okay? And the reason why I say the main thing with locks is cleanliness, because when you're not keeping your locks maintained clean, that can be a problem a lot, okay? And the reason why it can be a problem when you don't maintain your locks, especially when you come in a salon and your locks is not being maintained, and the consultant is retightening your hair, one of the main problem is that we look for stuff like, if I'm washing your hair and I tell my clients I'd rather wash your hair, I would like to know who came up with that stupid idea that the customers can come in the salon to get their hair done, or come to a lock studio to get their hair done and wash their own hair before they come to the salon. Who came up with that stupid idea? I went to school 1995 as a cosmetologist, and you are required, when a customer come in a professional environment to get their hair service done, that it's a requirement that you will shampoo their hair, treat their hair if they want to, do anything where cleanliness, scalp analysis, check their pores, check the cuticle, check for density, check for porosity, elasticity, check for damage, check for anything that's going on antifungal in their scalp, check for any parasites in their scalp. That's why you go to a salon or a lock studio. Where did they get this idea that they should able to wash their own hair at home before they actually come in for service? Because I don't think that's rational. I don't think that no one should wash their hair before they come in the salon. So I know some customers, they have a tendency to think that if they wash their own hair, that it will save time. But when you wash your own hair, you have to wash your own hair the same day as you get in your service. If you guys hear my voice, and I'm gonna elaborate on that in a minute also, on what have happened to me over the years when the clients wash their own hair, when they're getting microlocks done, when they're getting interlocks. Some clients also get their hair palm roll, and they stated that they wash their own hair at home. So I'm going to say this to you guys. When you're wearing locks can pick up dust, pollen, dander. Locks can have, sorry to say it, but a dead insects in the hair. Locks pick up stuff from the environment. So when you're wearing your locks, all these can happen to your hair. So when you come to a professional salon or a professional lock studio, okay, it is very important that you take it in consideration that your hair have to be thoroughly clean. And the only way to get that hair thoroughly clean is if I am washing your hair. I have clients that comes to the shop and I said, do you need a wash today? And the first thing they will say is, oh, I washed my hair already. There was time I never questioned the customer. When did you wash your hair? Because in our policy, it said the hair have to wash at least 14 hours. That means anything 14 hours, 10 hours, 9 hours, 30 minutes before you get in the chair. I try to make it a policy that I'm the one have to wash the customer hair. And the reason why is because it's important to me that the customer hair is being taken proper care of. I have customers that transfer from one loctician to another loctician, and I'm gonna get into transfers. Transfers are important. When you're coming from one loctician to another loctician, I can talk about that a little bit more, because there's a lot of people in the industry that basically transfer from loctician to loctician, from microlock consultant and Sisterlock consultant to Sisterlock consultant and microlock consultant. Also, even when I used to do a lot of relaxers, you have customers that's coming from another salon to my salon, and I always let them fill out a clientele information paperwork, because it's very important. So online, when the customer made the appointment, we have client information, a reference information, where the client go and they basically will fill out the information. Now we need to have a form. So when the client come in the shop, we need to just have a form for the client to basically fill out the form. So basically, I think washing the hair is important for it to be done in the salon, in the lock bar, in the beauty bar. I'm going to be honest, because who have been doing retightening for so long, it is absolutely important, because customers can wash the in 48 hours. Let's see. Customers can wash their hair in 48 hours, but I'm going to tell you what's the... When customers wash their hair in 48 hours, the main problem that we have is that you could have went to the gym after you wash your hair, or you could have went smoking before you came to the shop after washing your hair 48 hours. There is so many things you could have already done before you decide to get in the chair after that 48 hours. So it's important to basically, I think it's important to basically get in the chair at the same time as when you basically want to get your service done. And one of my main thing with customers is that just come with your hair as it is. I'd rather wash your hair. As a cosmetologist, is one of the requirement. We do a lot of different products, from stimulation with our honey to pre-scalp, the scalp of the locks, and we use black seed oil to kind of remove antifungal bacteria before shampooing the hair. We also use olive oil to also put in the hair to kind of help the hair a lot. So there's a lot of things that we use when you decide to come to a lock bar or a lock studio. Um, and ours is called Organic Nordaz Holistic Center, Wellness Center. There's a lot of things that basically is being used. Oh, good morning, Michelle. I didn't see you pop up on here. I apologize for that. Good morning, Michelle. How are you doing this morning? So, one of my main thing is that I rather wash your hair. I try to make it the policy in our salon that I will wash your hair when you come to our salon. It's a relaxation. When you come to a lock bar, or a lock studio, it's a relaxation that hold on for a second. Sorry, guys. So the main. Good morning. I didn't know you was on there. Hey, boss lady, you up so early, girl? You up so early? Why you up so early? You ain't going to work today. So one of the main thing is I like to wash my clients' hair. I don't like when clients come into the shop and they already wash their hair, because sometimes they don't wash their hair clean enough. To me, a pre-wash is fine, but an actual wash is what I need from my clients. Yeah, I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, girl. And my main problem is that if I can wash the hair, I can maintain the health of the hair. Now, it's good for customers. It's not say it's good. Customers should clients should able to wash their hair throughout their lock journey at home before they come to the salon. That's part of cleanliness, okay? And the reason why is because when you come to the salon, my job is to give you a more deep dive into that luxury shampoo, that luxury herbal custom blend of conditioning shampoo, that therapeutic shampoo. And of course, I'm going to be upgrading myself more as I go. But when you wash your hair at home, all I'm doing is retightening your hair. That's all I'm doing. Thanks for stopping by, boss lady. I'm not doing anything more and anything less than retightening your hair. And for that, I would like to do more than just a retightening. I don't take care of your hair if the only thing you come to me is to get your hair retightening. A lot of people have the whole myth that, Locs is Locs supposed to be a simple maintenance. And Locs is not a simple maintenance. You have to take care of the follicle. You have to apply products that's going to be nutrition, that's going to help those follicle roots, the medulla, to go into the cortex, past the cortex, get into the medulla of the shaft of each strand of the hair, and allowing that to moisturize through the hair. Locs is, not say locs, but your hair is made up of approximately 80% protein, keratin. 80%. So what happens when your hair is around 80% keratin protein, and you're not putting the actual products that is necessary in your hair. You know, there's a lot of products that we make that is natural. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with making natural products. But then there is certain ingredients that is necessary, needed in the products to actually stimulate the cuticle of the shaft of the hair. The outer layer, which is the cortex of the outer layer of each strands. And the medulla, which is the innermost layer of the strands of the hair that you really can't see. So when making products and advertising products for customers and stating that, oh, this is all natural and everything, you got to be very, very cautious on what is natural and what is nutritionally natural for the customer's hair. Okay? And that basically is very important because at the end of the day, hair is very important to a lot of people, and locks is part of that journey. Each strands of our hair, locks, is important. So consider this a strand. If you're doing your hair and you do like this and it doesn't bounce back, then you are not using products that keeps up with the hair. What's going to happen several years later, all this is going to be like dead, and it's going to start breaking. It's going to start breaking in between because the foundation of the locks is not right. My locks is based on my products. That's all I use. So when someone asks about a product, of course I've tried other people's products, but of course you have a product line and you're trying to make it in the business, stick to that. You know, you can support others, but no one is going to support you back. I'm just saying, it's facts. I've been there. I've supported people in their business a lot. They don't even notice that you're on the social media, even though you give them their props on the social media. I'm just saying. Okay? Trying to pay my bill. I'm snowed in, but I'm trying to pay my bill. Okay. Don't start, Fuzzbox. Go back to sleep, but don't start. Don't start. So someone was asking me a question on shampooing their hair. I think shampoo is important. So when you go to a professional lock studio or a lock bar, a lock beauty bar, they most of the time they will use a clarifying shampoo. When you come to me twice, like I used to have customers, they will come to me to get their hair retightened, and then 3 weeks later they will come and get a treatment. Now you don't, some people don't get retightened. I mean, some people will get retightened and you only see them when they need a retighten again. But I also thoroughly always tell customers, when you're getting your retightening, come back in the next 3 weeks or so and get a treatment. The treatment should not be in the same compliance as the retightening. Now, of course, a lot of people think, oh yeah, I buy products so I can use it at home. But how often are you stimulating that scalp? You think you're not supposed to comb that scalp? There's a lot of stuff that the scalp needs. And the reason why some of our locks is start dying, I'll say after 5 to 8 years and sometimes 10 years, and it start breaking the bond, is because of the stuff that we do with our locks. One of the things is we use bleach in our hair, and then we don't want to take condition in our hair. Now, why would you use bleach to color your hair, but then someone is going to tell you, oh, condition causes buildup. Do you know that bleach is already trickling down inside your locks, and it's going to eat inside your locks, and then it's going to break your locks and the foundation of your locks? It's best to get a high-end color instead of getting bleach. But if you're going to put bleach in your hair, you now want to go to the lock bar or the lock studio, which is a cosmetologist lock studio lock bar, and you want to get a treatment done to that hair periodically. At least 14 days after you get a color, treatment is necessary. Okay? So that is something that I take deep in consideration when I am taking care of people here. So another thing, most people always ask the questions. I'm going through this. People think that you have to use a residue-free, sulfate-free shampoo, more like a herbal or clarifying shampoo once or twice a month. Some people might say, oh, rosemary, aloe vera, because aloe vera deep cleanse the hair. Rosemary is an antifungal and an anti-inflammation product that helps the hair a lot. And those are some true story when it comes to our locks. But you know, neem, which is antifungal, neem oil also is dust parasites that's in our locks, because every day you have dust parasites. I call it parasites, but it could be dust mites or something like that. And dust mites is very important. Some people will use the ACV rings. I really don't believe in the ACV rings. I do make a bath, a lock balm for a detox, and some of the products I have in there, I have made my own apple cider vinegar, so we don't have to use the harsh products that's in the store. Okay, so cleaning the hair once or twice a month relieves the buildup and the residue in the lock, allowing the lock to be more thoroughly cleaning up the scalp, and helps the sweat glands, because you know some people's sweat glands is so horrible to the point that they have to wash their hair every day, because whatever they eat comes in their pores. So if you have to wash it every day, especially if your scalp is oily, you probably want to wash it every day. But if you are sick with a cold or a flu, please do not wash your hair. I've met a client that washed her daughter hair, and her daughter have like a high mucus, and I'm like, don't wash the baby hair when the baby have a mucus, because you're adding more problems to the scalp. So don't wash your hair when you have a cold. You know, when you have an influenza, don't wash your hair. Please do not wash your hair. You can use the tonic water, and we do sell tonic water that you can buy from us. We do have tonic water that you can buy from us to actually put in your hair. And you might see me put the tonic water up here, which is very important products in our studio. So, this bill. There is a myth that's saying avoid oils and avoid grease and avoid thick butter. As a cosmetologist loctician, I have been using our butter on our customers here for years. And guess what? The Lock Butter Serum is the best, I will say the best product. That it is not true if you retighten your hair every 3 to 4 weeks, then it thins out your scalp. Retightening goes by the growth of the hair. So if your hair grows, now you can see my hair. I retightened my hair 3 weeks ago but I don't get a full-blown retightening. I just get like I like to get a very light retightening, and every 2 weeks if I can retighten my hair, I do it very lightly because I want to have full luscious roots at my edges, and that's the reason why I only retighten my hair every 2 weeks. So I don't do a full-blown retightening, or sometime every 3 weeks. I don't do a full-blown retightening, and it keeps my hair stable, because the main part is when your hair grows fast, if you don't keep it stable, your roots is going to run away from your locks, and then it's going to be a problem later on. So when someone is telling you, oh, get a retighten every 8 weeks, you're going to a loctician that is not considering the health of your hair. If they say don't get your hair done every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks, you're going to a lock studio that is not considering the health of your hair. Palm rolling the hair, I see all these different techniques of palm rolling everything, but guess what? You don't have to pull the hair so tight. And then when you pull the hair tight and then you have to style the hair, that tells you a lot right there. Okay? So just take that in consideration when you're taking care of your locks. And why it's important for you to wash the hair before you come to the salon, while the salon will shampoo the hair also by giving you a deep dive in cleansing, maybe a customized herbal blend just for your hair, just for your scent that you like in your hair for that day that you want to get your hair done. There's another thing about night and daily protection using satin scarves and satin bonnets, and keeping the locks over and from dust and cooking and outdoors and smoking and stuff like that. That's also a myth, because your own body itself can produce sebum, and the sebum glands can be overactive. You might have dandruffs. You might have overactive glands where you see that oily glands comes out on the scalp and it drops into your locks. And when you don't do anything to the locks, you have to, you're not going to wear the bonnet all day. You're not going to wear the satin scarf all day either. So when you go outside, you're going to deal with dust. You're going to deal with pollen when you're not home. When you're sleeping at night, come on now, guys. The concept of the fact that you think that covering your hair protects the hair is a myth. Covering the hair at night protects your health. Like for me, I cover my hair at night because my neck hurts. My locks is dangling. So if I sleep and my locks will like this, I don't want that. So I cover my hair for my health. That's why I cover my hair. So you think wearing a satin bonnet and a silk scarf, but you wear that when you go into bed. What happened when you're out there during the day? I'm just saying. So those things are not, and when you cover your hair too much, even during the day, then you don't get the sun radiance. Your hair is not breathing, and you want the hair to breathe. So I'm not saying don't cover it on occasional, but none of those stuff is true about covering the hair to protect the hair from dust and pollen, and none of that stuff is true, okay? Because your scalp, the dead skin from your scalp, the salt when you exercise, all that play a role in buildup. And I've seen it in my salon. That overactive glands will fall right in your scalp. That's why some people have to wash their hair with a mild shampoo at home before they come to the shop. And then, if it's a studio that shampoo the hair, then we go ahead and give you a deep cleansing of the scalp. Okay? Another thing is consistent retwisting. It's not true. It does not break the hair. If you retwist the hair, you're going to retwist the hair according to how the hair grows. If the hair grows diagonally, you should retwist the hair diagonally. The problem is over twisting the hair. And when the over twisting of the hair is implied, that's when there is a problem in customers' hair. Okay? Now, before we talk about nutrition to the scalp, where you intake certain food for nutrition to the scalp, I'm going to go ahead and elaborate because the video is about, why you should go to the Locs studio and get your hair shampooed before retightening instead of shampooing your hair by yourself. You really can't see what's going on in your scalp. And the person who is doing your hair is going to see everything that goes on in your scalp. And of course, sometimes I'm just so ignorant to people washing their own hair. The first thing I do is just once they get in a chair, I'm just retightening their hair. So going into that phase on the reason why I rather shampoo the customer hair. And some people, they decide they're going to shampoo their own hair because they don't want to pay that extra fee for shampooing. And my main thing is that you being cheap. Because if I found out that you did not wash your hair in 14 hours after I put the tester in your hair and I see the sweat glands, I'm automatically going to now charge you $20 extra instead of the $10. Because now it's damaging my lungs. So I'm going to elaborate on the reason why it's damaging my lungs. So dust and pollen can get into, hold on, because I'm text messaging the client. So dust, guys, and pollen and stuff from outside can affect the person who is doing your hair. So I now wear a mask. And the reason why the dead skin, which is the dead cell, while we retightening that, we're getting your DNA in our nose. We're getting your DNA on our skin. We're getting your DNA while we're talking, that DNA from your dead skin cells and the lint and the environmental dust, product residue that's already in the hair that you think you washed out, right, is in the hair. And you think you washed it out. So now, as a cosmetologist loctician, all that is getting into my throat and it's causing something called dander, bronchio, and rhinus, because from your dead skin and the pollen or whatever. Now I'm allergic when I'm doing your hair. So I'm home today and I'm not sneezing, but the pollen was so high this year, and I'm washing. People is not making me wash their hair again. They thinking, oh, it costs too much. So now I have a policy that, hey, washing the hair have to be done by me. If I start sneezing, I'm gonna have to wash your hair. Okay? And some people will think that, oh, but I just washed my hair. Oh, 42 hours ago, I washed my hair. But I'm sneezing, ma'am, and my eyes is tearing up. And then off the throat, my throat is irritating me. is coming from retightening hair that is not washed properly or use product that is very perfumey. I run a natural organic business. I do not use high-end perfume products. So now my body is immune to all this dust, all this dead skin that wasn't washed out properly, or you washed your hair 48 hours ago, or you washed your hair 2 weeks ago, and you're going to tell me you don't need your hair washed. Like, are you serious? Are you really serious that you're going, you have all these lint. It's getting in my nostrils. It's coming through my mouth. And I'm retightening your hair. All of that become airborne when a person is doing your hair. That's why I have a humidifier. But what I'm retightening your hair, that humidifier, that air purifier that I have up there, guess what? My nose is now picking up all that dust. Blow drying, that's all that dust. That's why we say wash your hair frequently at home. And when you come to the salon, we'll wash your hair. I'm getting post-nasal drips from that. Throat irritation from that. Sinus congestion from that. Thank God I'm not getting headache. It triggers allergies and asthma. So guys, the micro locks that you're getting done, we need to wash your hair. Those Nordaz and Sisterlocks you're getting done, we need to wash your hair. It caused my eyes to run. The dust and the buildup, itchy skin, rashy hands. You understand? Watery eyes, burning nose. Bacteria is in your hair when the hair is not washed. Yeast can be in the hair when the hair is not washed. And some of you guys like to wash your hair and don't go on the hooded dryer to dry the hair. Oh, I'm going to air dry the hair. Now the air dry sucks up everything in your house, and then you bring that to my shop. You might have animals that I'm allergic to. And going back to that, anyone that comes to my shop, I don't care if you washed your hair 2 minutes ago. It's required now for me to wash your hair. Okay? So that's the reason why, as a cosmetology, they tell you that it's mandatory that you shampoo the client's hair. If you like my channel, go to give me a thumbs up. How do I do this?